Angelus Domini nunciavit Mariae,
Et concepit de Spiritus Sancto.
Ave Maria, gratia plena Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Hello and welcome to Moments with the Master. I am here with Lieutenant Colonel Father Josh Defer Blanco to discuss the readings. Well, there's a million readings for this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
There are readings for Christmas Day, which was on Saturday. There are readings for the first Sunday after Christmas, which is Sunday, all kinds of stuff. So I'm going to be talking about the readings for the Vigil of Christmas, but I'm driving to pick up my son from the airport, so I'm going to have Josh tell you what those are and then read the Isaiah one.
So the passages are Isaiah chapter, this is for Christmas Day at midnight, Isaiah chapter 9, verses 2 through 7, Psalm 96, verses 1 through 3, and 11 through 13. The response for that was, today is born our Savior Christ the Lord. I like that. Titus chapter 2, verses 11 through 14, and Luke chapter 2, verses 1 through 14. And as always, we encourage you to read them all. And Chris has asked me to read for him, since he's driving and doesn't want to die, the Isaiah passage, which is Isaiah 9, 2 through 7. The people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. Those who dwelt in a land of deep darkness, on them has light shined. Thou hast multiplied the nation, thou hast increased its joy, they rejoice. Before thee is with joy at the harvest, as men rejoice when they divide the spoil. For the yoke of his burden and the staff for his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor thou hast broken as on the day of Midian. For every boot of the tramping warrior in battle tumult, and every garment rolled in blood will be burned as fuel for the fire. For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and of peace there will be no end, upon the throne of David and over his kingdom, to establish it and to uphold it with justice and with righteousness from this time forth and forevermore. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will do this.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So
I'm more than just a disembodied head.
Yes, I know. I've been noticing, or I have had people tell me about how it's just you looking at a camera somewhat uncomfortably while I talk. So I was going to, I've been given a strange gift this year, and I have been given this strange gift somewhat repeatedly over the last 10 years. And so this is what has happened. This Christmas kind of sucked. I moved up, when I moved up to New York, there was a brief period where the PO, the parole officer that I had, basically said, you have been exemplary for 4 years, just don't do anything, you're good to go. And then I got a new parole officer, and more importantly, there was a new supervisor in the county where I'm living, and he just apparently has lowered the boom on everybody. And
interesting. So it's not just you.
Did multiple things. The specific one, well, part of the reason that I'm calling is because I can't use the internet right now. Even though that doesn't matter. I don't need to justify anything. Also, I am unable to be around any of my family that are under 18, which meant that I couldn't go to my sister's house for Christmas because my nephew, who is 7, is there. And I spent Christmas pretty much by myself. So before I talk about the gift, I'd like to go back and talk about the other Christmases. In 2012, that was the year that I went to prison. And I recall that first Christmas because, like, when I was in processing, they had some volunteer thing where they called everybody together. Like you went in a line, and then you sat in a stadium type thing, for lack of a better term, and they were playing Christmas music, and they had like it was actually really sweet. And there was a nun there, and there was a man in a beard, and they shook your hand and treated you like human beings. All of that was weird to be on the receiving end of that. But then I'm sitting down, and they start playing I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Oh.
And I was like, nope, this is not happening. So I just gave my tray to a friend of mine that was there. That's a whole other story, but I gave it to him and left. All of the Christmases that followed that were varying levels of depressing prison Christmases. There was one, the Christmas of 2014. I remember I took a big risk, and I bought a bunch of Star Crunches, enough to put one on everybody's bunk in my block. Like I ran to breakfast, and then I came back, and I did it while half of them were asleep and half of them were still at chow, and didn't tell anybody that I had done it. Now, the reason that was a risk is because if somebody puts candy on your bunk and you don't know who it is, you're not supposed to touch it, because then it's supposed to be you're like obligated to do whatever they want.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it really made a lot of their Christmas, because that had not happened to them since they'd been down.
Oh, wow.
And once they figured out it was me, that doesn't matter. So there were varying levels of up and down. I remember going to, I got sent to Tabor City, and that was just like a miserable place, but that was also the year that I got green clothes. I got the minimum custody. Anyway, Christmas in prison always is bad. Then I got out of prison, and I came home, and it was a hugely complicated situation, which I'm definitely not getting into here. That first one was not very good. There was one really nice Christmas where I got permission to go up to this concert that was being done in Boone, and there was like a rainbow in the mountains, and it snowed a little bit. That was really lovely. Then the next Christmas was the one where I got COVID, and Joe and I spent it by ourselves, and I had that depressing tree. If I still have it on my phone, I'll send it to you to show. Basically, I picked a stick up from outside, and I wrapped one strand of Christmas lights that I had.
Oh, I saw that picture yesterday on my timeline. Okay. Yeah, because I shared it.
Well, then you've already got it. And I put a roll of toilet paper on top, because, what greater gift was there in 2020 than toilet paper? And then this year, which was supposed to be like a banner year, I got banned from being around my family again. Like, Betsy's coming up with her 2 kids, and Jenny's coming. And I'm not going to be able to go and sing with everybody because there's going to be kids there. So Christmas Eve, I went to Mass by myself, and it was lovely. And then I came out, and they had a single bell that it's getting me again. They had a single bell that they were ringing for like a solid minute. And everybody was like, hugging each other and talking to the priest. And I was struck dumb and motionless and silent. Dumb and silent are the same thing, by that sound, because of a Christmas hymn. One of my favorites. I heard the bells on Christmas Day. And the lyrics, if you did not go it, I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play. Wild and sweet, the words repeat, with peace on earth, goodwill toward men. Then pealed, and then despair, I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill toward men. And then the last verse is, then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill toward men. And because that is, the people who walked in darkness have seen a great light. The yoke and the staff and the boot on your neck and the blood-covered clothes, they'll be broken and burned, and the Messiah will come, and things will be made right again. And in addition to all of, and so there is, in the gift that I have been given this year, and in so many years in the past 10 years, is the knowledge that Christmas is not about family. Christmas is not about giving. Christmas is not about carols or snow or gifts, any of the dumb or good things that we associate with Christmas. Christmas is about the light coming in the midst of our darkness, and how even when you are separated from all those things, that the bells ring out the birth of Jesus, and that and hope and an end and a future and God's love, physical love taking form. That is the gift that I was given this year again, a reminder yet again of what Christmas is really about, Charlie Brown.
So are you telling me that your heart grew 3 sizes that day?
Yes, it did. Do you have anything to add?
No, I'm thinking of a million Christmas songs right now. The best gift of all is Jesus. Yeah. All those corny songs that you hear at Christmas about what Christmas is really all about is because I thought the same thing last year when I was in Kuwait and just stuck. I mean, I was around people, but it wasn't what I wanted. And
right.
Similar, though not nearly the same as what you've been dealing with.
Okay. Well, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, I give you my heart, my soul, and my strength. Make me a good man.
Amen.
Josh, I got
I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. I thought how, as the day had come, the belfries of all Christendom had rolled along the unbroken song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play. Wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. Peace on earth, goodwill to men.